Well, good morning. My name's Jason. I'm one of the pastors here. I want to share with you one of my favorite Psalm 34. It says that I will praise the Lord at all times. I will constantly speak his praises. I will boast only in the Lord, and let all who are helpless take heart. Come, let us tell of the Lord's greatness. Let us exalt his name together. I prayed to the Lord, and he answered me. He freed me from all of my fears, and those who look for him for help will be radiant with joy. And no shadow of shame will darken their faces. In my desperation I prayed, and the Lord listened, and he saved me from all of my troubles. I love this psalm because there's just a rawness, a transparency, and an openness about just he freed me from all of my fears, from my dismay, from my brokenness, that in my desperation I prayed and he listened and he saved me from all of my troubles. And we're going to come back to Psalm 34 here in just a minute, but I want to tell you about Good Times Burgers and Custards. How's that for a segue? Anybody heard of Good Times? There's not any out here in Indiana, but when we lived in Colorado a little over 10 years ago, we would swing by Good Times because they've got one of the best guacamole bacon burgers, and being from the Southwest, that just makes me happy. Comfort food at its greatest in a double drive-through, yeah. All right. One day, as I am going through Good Times, I see their supply van sitting out front, and this is what it says. Please do not lick the van. Yes, because their burgers were highly acclaimed as being the most tasty things ever, right? And so, being the good youth pastor that I was at the time, I stole that concept and I made a camp t-shirt with a picture of a hamburger on it that said, "Please don't lick this shirt." Yeah. And then on the back, I put Psalm 34, verse 8. That after we just talked about, the psalmist says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good. Oh, the joys of those who take refuge in him." And so at this time of year, as we head into Christmas, this is one of the two times in the year, Christmas and Easter, that people tend to be a little bit more open about spirituality, open to hearing about Jesus, understanding a little bit more of how he might be able to speak into their lives. And so we have an opportunity this time of year to invite, to share the story of Jesus and invite someone into the story of Jesus. For them to come and taste and see that the Lord is good. And as we look at this psalm, we see part of our testimony here. And is it part of our story that we can truly say that I prayed to the Lord and he answered me in my troubles, in my distress, in my dismay. I prayed to the Lord and he answered me. He's freed me from my fears. And in my desperation, I prayed and God answered. The Lord listened and he saved me from my troubles. And that saving is Jesus. And so we've been talking over the last couple of months about the word bless. That the word bless, we take each one of the letters and we talk about that as a relationship building strategy for being able to share the story of Jesus. That the letter B stands for begin with prayer. That we're to pray for people. We're to pray for the opportunities to be able to share the story of Jesus. The L stands for listen. That we listen to their story. That we have the opportunity to earn the right to be heard. The E stands for eat. And unfortunately, we don't have a Good Times that we can go run through and eat with one another. But the opportunity to share a meal. That sharing a meal, sharing a cup of coffee breaks down barriers as we listen to their story. And the first S stands for serve. That we look for opportunities to serve one another, to serve them and help meet their physical, emotional, and mental and spiritual needs. And the last one is finally to share the story of Jesus. And that story is told through our story. And so this morning, I want us just to think about the opportunity that we have in the coming days. As we look at Christmas Eve services and into the new year, we have the opportunity to invite our friends, our neighbors, our coworkers into the story of Jesus this season. And so we just want to encourage you to that. We want to, there's some invite cards out at the Welcome Center that if you want to invite somebody to the Christmas Eve service, feel free. And hear me, that this is not about, we just want, the church wants numbers. No, that is the last thing. The primary thing that we desire is to see people invited into the story of Jesus, to taste and see that the Lord is good and He will be our refuge. Thanks for tuning in to the New Hope Church podcast. If you would do us a favor and like or subscribe on your favorite platform, we would really appreciate it. Also, if you happen to have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at questions@becomehope.com. Have a great week and know that we are praying for you as you seek to be Jesus in every corner of your world.